In an industry where every move of a celebrity is under intense public scrutiny, disappearing without a trace is almost unthinkable. But that's exactly what happened when two of South Korea's most beloved stars, Kim So-hyun and Jo Bo-ah, vanished for a full 48 hours without explanation. What began as an ordinary weekend for fans quickly turned into a whirlwind of rumors, wild speculations, and a frenzy of media investigations. Now, new and exclusive details have emerged, revealing a tale more thrilling, emotional, and mysterious than anyone could have imagined. It all began on a Friday afternoon at Incheon International Airport. Eyewitnesses spotted Kim So-hyun and Jo Bo-ah, both dressed incognito in oversized hoodies and caps, boarding a private chartered jet bound for an undisclosed location. No managers, no staff, no assistants. Just the two of them. Within minutes, the internet exploded. Did they elope? Is this a movie scene? Where are they going without security? The questions only grew louder when both stars went completely offline. Their phones, usually buzzing with social media activity, were silent. Neither posted updates, nor did they respond to agency calls. For 48 hours, it was as though they had fallen off the face of the earth. While many fans speculated romance, insiders revealed that Kim So-hyun and Jo Bo-ah have shared a deep, private bond for years. Though never officially linked romantically, they were known to share a quiet friendship that blossomed during a charity event in Jeju Island back in 2019. They've always had this unique understanding of each other, a source close to both stars shared. They're adventurous, spontaneous, and fiercely private. In the months leading up to the disappearance, both stars had completed grueling filming schedules. Kim So-hyun had just wrapped an emotionally draining thriller series, while Jo Bo-ah had finished shooting a high-intensity crime drama. Sources say they were looking for a break, something off the radar. Something real. Their destination? Ulji Coast, a remote, breathtaking stretch along South Korea's eastern shores, known only to a few locals. Untouched by tourism, Ulji is a sanctuary of raw cliffs, hidden caves, and ancient forests, perfect for a private escape. According to a fisherman who later recognized them, the pair arrived by boat at dawn, carrying only 2 backpacks, a single DSLR camera, and a map marked with red ink circles. They weren't actors that day, he recalled. They were like 2 travelers chasing something, or maybe running from something. From that point, their 48-hour journey turned into something more surreal. Locals reported spotting them hiking barefoot across the mossy forest floor, whispering into a GoPro, laughing hysterically under a thunderstorm, and even sleeping in a cave lit by only candles and fireflies. Some believe this wasn't just a spontaneous trip. Multiple clues point to a secret collaborative project, possibly a travel documentary meets romance short film created by the stars themselves. One fan-run account leaked blurred photos allegedly showing Jo Bo-ah filming Kim So-hyun by a cliff edge, where he recites a monologue into the wind. In another, she's seen dancing in the rain while he plays a tune on a harmonica. It felt like a movie, said one lucky hiker who stumbled upon them briefly. But it was raw. No lights, no scripts. Just emotion. Others believe the duo was capturing something even more personal, a reflection of the mental strain fame brings and their need to rediscover freedom and authenticity away from the lens. Exactly 2 days after their disappearance, the stars reappeared, quietly and without explanation, back in Seoul. Kim So-hyun was seen wearing a slight smile, a tan deeper than usual, his fingers still stained with charcoal. Jo Bo-ah sported a new braid, her eyes sparkling with something far more intense than exhaustion, peace. Neither star addressed the disappearance directly, but fans noticed subtle changes. In a behind-the-scenes video released days later, So-hyun appeared unusually introspective. "Sometimes," he said, "you need to go missing to find yourself again." Bo-ah, during a live-stream Q&A, answered a question about dreams with an intriguing smile. "My recent dreams have been wild. Like caves, thunder, and cliffside confessions." The internet went into a frenzy again. Some fans speculated that the journey was part of a stealth campaign for a new drama. Others were convinced it was a prelude to a real-life relationship reveal. Some even believed they were escaping from something darker, paparazzi threats, burnout, or even anxiety crises. Regardless, one thing was certain: they came back changed. Whether romantic or platonic, One thing is undeniable: the chemistry between Kim SOO-HYUN and Jo Bo-ah is electrifying. Fans have long wished to see them together on screen or off. Their raw, unscripted journey into nature only deepened that longing. In a later interview with a close stylist, a curious statement slipped through. They didn't say what happened, but whatever it was, it healed them. And perhaps, that's what makes this story so enchanting. Not the mystery, not the disappearance, but the possibility that even stars, giants in a world of lights and lenses, still crave something human, wild, and unfiltered. Weeks later, a handwritten letter washed up on a beach near Ulji. It was sealed in a bottle and signed only with initials, K and J. To whoever finds this: don't wait for perfect moments. Chase them. Disappear. Dance in storms. Kiss the sky. Scream your truth. And if you find someone who hears your silence, keep them close for the next 48 hours, and forever if you're lucky. Whether real or part of the mystery, fans embraced it. It became a symbol. A hashtag. A tattoo. And just like that, the legend of Kim SOO-HYUN and Jo Bo-ah's 48-hour vanishing act was sealed not just in headlines, but in hearts across the world. When Kim SOO-HYUN and Jo Bo-ah disappeared for 48 hours, fans expected mystery, but no one expected the surreal, cinematic adventure that took place far beyond the spotlight. In Part 1, we traced the beginning of their vanishing act, from Incheon to a remote coast, leaving the public stunned and hungry for answers. Now, we dive deeper into what really happened during those 48 hours, the secret trails, the midnight fire, the confessions, the silence, and the storm. According to a local travel blogger who later visited the same hidden spots, SOO-HYUN and Bo-ah didn't just disappear into Ulji's coastal cliffs, they immersed themselves in the wild. They followed an unmarked trail known only to a few elderly villagers. The trail, called the Wind's Spine, weaves through thick pine forests, scaling sharp stone ridges and leading to a secret cliffside cavern known in legend as the Whispering Gate. And that's where something magical happened. A fisherman recalled seeing them seated on the edge of the cliff just before sundown, legs dangling into the void, the sky turning molten orange. Bo-ah was seen writing furiously in a leather-bound journal, while SOO-HYUN stared at the ocean, lost in thought. They were silent. But it wasn't empty, the witness described. It was the kind of silence that says everything. As night blanketed the coast, SOO-HYUN and Bo-ah built a campfire in a circle of stone near the Whispering Gate. According to a hiker who stumbled across the remains 2 days later, it wasn't just any fire, it was surrounded by symbols drawn into the dirt, arrows, stars, and 2 interlocking moons. Did they create their own ritual? Some believe it was part of a personal ceremony, letting go of past pain, fame-fueled anxiety, or maybe even broken hearts. What happened around that fire remains unknown, but the hiker found 2 items left behind: a burned film script page titled Scene 1, The Escape, and a dried wildflower pressed between the pages of a notebook. Theories exploded across fan communities. Was this the beginning of a secret film? Were they improvising a real-life movie? Or was this their escape from reality altogether? At around 2:30 a.m., nature itself decided to turn their journey into something epic. Dark clouds rolled in, and a thunderstorm unlike anything seen in Ulji in years began to pour down. Rain lashed against the cliffs, lightning split the sky, and thunder echoed like ancient drums. But instead of retreating or seeking shelter, eyewitnesses said the stars danced in it. Yes, Kim SOO-HYUN and Jo Bo-ah were seen holding hands and dancing barefoot in the storm, laughing, spinning, and screaming into the sky like 2 souls breaking free from invisible chains. One elderly villager watching from a far ridge said, they looked like spirits. Like they weren't actors, but forces of nature. Then, the most unforgettable moment, caught by a drone camera operated by a passing tourist, showed SOO-HYUN lifting Bo-ah into his arms and whispering something into her ear as lightning flashed behind them. Her face, soaked and glowing, broke into a wild, uninhibited smile. After the storm, they took refuge in an ancient coastal cave. The entrance is hidden by vines and tidal rocks, accessible only during low tide. There, they lit candles and sat for hours. No words. Just warmth. Just breathing. According to anonymous audio leaked by a nearby nature camper, later removed but transcribed by fans, the following conversation was whispered inside that cave. Boa, do you ever feel like the world isn't ours anymore? SOO-HYUN, all the time. Boa, then why are we still running? SOO-HYUN, pause, because this is the only place we're not afraid to be real. Whether the audio is authentic or fabricated, the words resonated with millions. It symbolized a craving for truth in a world built on performance. As dawn cracked open the sky, painting it in lavender and gold, SOO-HYUN and Boa emerged from the cave. They stood on the cliff's edge, arms wrapped around each other, watching the horizon in silence. Locals say they didn't speak. They just stood there as if absorbing the weight of the moment, of everything they had left behind. Before departing, they carved something into a driftwood tree near the coast. 48H / still breathing. The tree has since become a pilgrimage site for fans and free spirits alike. Some say it marks the start of something, perhaps a pact between them to always return when life becomes too heavy. Did they fall in love during those 48 hours? That's the question everyone is asking, but perhaps the answer is not so black and white. Fans noted that Boa changed her phone lock screen days after returning a photo of a stormy sea. Kim SOO-HYUN posted a rare poetic caption on his next Instagram post. The wind took our words. But the silence still speaks. Cryptic. Maybe. But undeniably linked. Their respective agencies declined to comment. Neither actor addressed the disappearance in interviews. But their body language, presence, and subtle shifts in behavior suggest something within them changed. In an age where image is everything, Kim SOO-HYUN and Boa did something extraordinary. They vanished not for fame or scandal, but to remember who they were beneath the noise. And in doing so, they created not just a moment, but a myth. From the candlelit cave to the storm dance, from the cliffside silence to the handwritten bottle letter discovered days later, believed to be theirs, everything about those 48 hours has now entered the realm of folklore. This wasn't just a vacation or a secret filming stunt. This was a soul rebellion. A moment of quiet defiance. A whispered revolution of the heart. And whether they return to Ulji again or not, one thing is certain. Kim SOO-HYUN and Boa didn't just disappear for 48 hours, they rewrote what it means to be human in the world of fame. Please subscribe for more exclusive updates, dramatic celebrity tales, and the stories behind the stars you love. This is just the beginning. Stay tuned.